This video is about your contact form. Now, some of you guys already have another service like MadMimi, Constant Contact, MailChimp. We use MailChimp. That's one of ours that we use. And it's really great to use those different types of services, but maybe you don't want something so elaborate to go along with your website. Maybe you need something just to, for people to submit and you get their message. And we have that solution for you. So, by the way, if you do have that type of service like MadMimi, MailChimp, Constant Contact, all you have to do is get the code for that form, go to the left-hand side, there's Add Element, come down here to where you find HTML, drag this HTML widget over in there, drop in your code, hit Republish, you're set to go. Every time you update your form from one of your other services, the form on your website is going to actually change as well. Because we won't actually control your form, you control that from another area. We just display that form. Okay, so let's talk about our contact form. You can find it in one of two places. The first place is in Popular towards the bottom, and the second place is in the Business section towards the left-hand side in the middle. What you do is you simply just take that contact form, drag and drop it into the area that you want it to be. A window automatically pops open as you see, and then we have different options. What the heck's going on? Well, let's get started, number one, with email settings. Let's make sure that the correct email address is there and everything else is filled out good. So, email subject, put in whatever you want here. You can type it in, thank you message, whatever you want. My suggestion is create a thank you page and put in something really nice for when people actually finish filling out their form, they'll be redirected to that page. Once you have that page created, click on where it says redirect to page after submission, find the page, and you're solid. Okay, so next thing to do is go to General. Let's look at a couple things here. Here's the form title, you have the form fields, and then you have submit and captcha. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to decide whether I want to see the contact us. Maybe I don't. I just click on the eye, it hides. If I want to keep it, make sure it's either there or you click on the eye again to make it reappear. The color palette to the left of that is how to format your text or the colors of it. You can change the size and so forth. Now I'm going to go directly down here and talk about the submit button. Change the submit button, the same thing as I just talked about with the contact us. Click on the color palette, you can change the background of the button, you can add an image, whatever you want to do, and you can also customize your text. My suggestion right now, you don't see a captcha validation, but if you want to keep the majority of spammers out, you're going to click on the captcha validation. It's not the prettiest thing, I get it, but it's effective. If you want to find the best people that's coming to your site, make sure that you have captcha validation. Like I said, it's not 100% effective, but it's effective enough. I've heard great things about it from people who've used other website services. The captcha validation is really helpful for your contact forms. Now let's go talk about the last thing here as far as how the form is concerned on the inside. You have basically the form fields. If you want to edit it, click on the pencil. If you want to get rid of it, click on the trash can. So here's name. I click on it. I see that it is text. If we go down to phone, we understand that it is a phone number. So if you want to correct any of that, you can. I'm just going to go ahead and delete some of these. I'll just keep message up there. I'm going to go ahead and add a new field. And in this field, for this video, I'm just going to leave it named new field. If I want it to be required, if I want it to be filled out, if I want it to be a requirement to be filled out, I click on required field. Now you want to go to field type. We have different options here. Text, drop down, radio buttons, check boxes, date, time, long text, email, phone number, and number. So if you want this to be email, you would say email and you would click on email. But let's talk about three of the important ones here. Drop down, radio buttons, and check boxes. They're basically the same as how you create it. So I want to pick drop down. As you see, you have different selections. Whatever selection you have, make sure you have a enter to go to the next one. Car, plane, enter, boat. And I'm done. If you want to start this on a new field, click where it says start new line on new field. Once you're done, hit done, and then you can hit republish at the top. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is click on preview. Somebody's here, they click on the area, they could pick one of my 3 options, and then they're done. They fill out the caption and they go to send message. So that's how to fill out the form. Now let's go to the beginning options at the very beginning. So here I can edit it. I can edit the layout. I can copy this and insert it on another page. If I've copied something else from another page, I could paste that and it will actually paste above the form. Always pastes above the element. Here is hide on device. I can hide it from whatever device I want or just keep it on all devices. And I can even set this as an anchor. If you have not seen the videos on how to anchor certain elements, please do so. Then you have a option to left justify, center justify, or right justify. It's by default a center justify. Now the last thing I left is form responses. A lot of people ask me, they say, hey, how can I get a list of all the people who's filled out my form responses? Well, I filled out my form. Well, the first thing I say is it could be in your email, right? If you have one of the other options out there like Constant Contact, MailChimp, Mad Mimi, so forth, then you already have that in that service. But on this type of form, if you want to get a list, all you have to do is click on form responses, and if you notice at the bottom left, it gets downloaded automatically to a CSV file. So all I have to do is, save this to my computer or whatever, but I could just right now open that up and I would see exactly, who has submitted to my site. Very, very, very effective tool to have. So I know this was a little bit long. I do apologize for this long video, but this is how to insert a contact form into your site. Thank you.